How are y'all doing today? We are back again with Chulsoo Hangeul. And this is Chulsoo. I'm actually here today with one of my daughters. Her name is Shepseet, and she's a little bit past 1 year old. So we're here in Arlington Heights at the Korean restaurant Han. Arlington Heights, which is actually right next to the Win TV station. So we're gonna take a look inside. We're gonna have a good lunch here. And then while we're having our lunch, I'm going to show you a few awesome Korean phrases that you can use the next time that you go to eat at a Korean restaurant. You guys ready? Come on. 안녕하세요. All right, so again, we are here at the restaurant San. Now, one of the phrases that I'm going to be telling you about, you just heard it. The waiter said, 어서 오세요. 어서 오세요, which means welcome. So you'll hear this whenever you step into a Korean restaurant. The waiter or the owner will turn to you and will say, 어서 오세요. Or they might even shout it out, 어서 오세요. That means welcome. Don't worry, don't be afraid, don't be shocked. They're just welcoming you into the restaurant, and you can turn to them and nod, or you can turn to them and say 안녕하세요, the typical Korean greeting. All right? 네, 안녕하세요. 네, 주문할게요. 저희가 비빔밥 하나랑 불고기 하나요. 네, 네, 감사합니다. All right, so Shepseet and I were ready to order. Usually before you order, if you want to place an order and the waiter is not here, they're not around, but you want to call them over to your table, you say 주문할게요. A little bit faster. 주문할게요. And then after hearing that, the person will come out and take your order. So this is after you've looked through the menu, gives me you decided what you wanted, then you're going to say 주문할게요. 주문할게요. Once you are ready to order and the person comes over, 주문할게요. And also to review one of the phrases from last week. Do you guys remember how to say, please give me this? Please give me this when you're at a restaurant. Okay, if you said 이거 주세요, you were correct. 네, 주문할게요. 이거 주세요. 이거 주세요. All right, so if you remember from last week, there is a phrase that you can say in Korean every time before you eat. That's similar to bon appetit or dig in, which is if you said 잘 먹겠습니다, then you are correct. 잘 먹겠습니다. So after you say 잘 먹겠습니다, then you can go ahead and start eating your food. 맛있어요. 맛있어요? I just added the hot red pepper sauce. With this sauce, let's say that you try something and it's spicy, okay, which is very common in Korean cuisine. The food is very spicy. If you want to say spicy, you say 매워요. 매워요. So for example, you eat, 매워요. 매워요 means spicy. So here we also have some soup on the table called miyeokguk, and I'm going to give some to Shepseet. Now, when the soup comes out, you have to be careful because many times it comes out very hot, sometimes it's still boiling. If you take some of your soup and it is hot and it burns, you say 뜨거워요. 뜨거워요. I'll slow it down again. 뜨거워요. 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 Meaning hot. All right, so let's try the kimchi here. Very good. Here's another phrase I'm going to teach you guys though. I'm not saying that this is the case with the kimchi here. If you taste something and it's very salty, you say, 짜, 짜. Okay? That means that it's very salty. You'll hear this Korean phrase a lot, especially if you're out with your Korean friends and they're talking. If there's something that's salty, no one holds back saying that something is 짜. Okay? So again, Ja. Very simple, means very salty. Alright, so now I'm going to try the oi kimchi. It's a type of kimchi that's made from cucumber. I know the perfect phrase for this one. Now, with this cucumber, it's mixed with vinegar, some sugar, and a few other things, but after it is sitting in that marinade for a while, it becomes almost like a sweet and sour taste. So in Korean, if you want to say that something is sweet and sour, you say, this is a long one, okay? This is for the pros. 새콤달콤하다. 새콤달콤하다. Okay, I'm gonna slow it down for everybody. 새콤달콤하다. 새콤달콤하다 means sweet and sour. All right, that was very delicious. So we're gonna wrap it up here, and I'm gonna show you a couple of phrases that you can also use when you're leaving a Korean restaurant. So first, let's stand up and go over here. When you are ready for your check, you can either come up to the counter or, from your table, depending on the restaurant that you're at. What you can say is 계산할게요. 계산할게요. Which means I'll pay or check please. 계산할게요. And then after you take care of the payment, when you're ready to leave, you can say a few phrases, but here's a really good one you can say on your way out. 또 올게요. 또 올게요. A little bit faster for the pros. 또 올게요. 또 올게요. Which means I'll come again later. I'll come again, okay? 또 올게요.